Out, and we're going to rock and roll. Welcome everyone to a Q&A Monday. And it's that simple. Get your week started off right with yours truly, Simon from Pinnacle, and these awesome people here with me. Tan, Fletch, Samir, Cass, Savannah, Ace, Ray, and Zach. A few more people maybe popping in. We shall see. If you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications. Enables you to get free access to content just like this. And I'm going to be starting off with a banger of motivation. Ray, I'm going to talk about what we spoke about this morning, about the epiphany that we had this weekend. So stay tuned. This is going to be a really good motivational kickstart to the webinar. New content though, guys. What is there? There's a new webinar this week. So there is another, it's a new slot. So it's not replacing any, it's just another new slot. Samir, it's perfect for you guys in the UK. 5 o'clock. You happy with it? It's 6 a.m., but it will soon go to 8 a.m. your time. So when the clocks change, we have this like switch over where it changes from 11 hours to 10 hours and then to 9 hours quickly or something like that. So yeah, it's for the Poms, but also it's just for people. I mean, WA people, it's right in the middle of the day. New Zealand people, end of the day. At the end of the day, with that being said, guys, as we grow this program, there's going to be lots more webinar slots coming up because I mean we're always getting at least sort of 10 people on each webinar now, which is good. These webinars are where it's at. And with that being said, again, if you're watching this on record, guys, all these trainers here, you're seeing successful trainers that have access to content that enables them to grow to 6 and multiple 6 figures fast and close the gap between Cert 4 and success. And it's that simple, or level 3 if you're Samir, level 3 and success. So that is that new content. So we've got a new webinar there. Reminder as well, just everyone just drop comments on the business tracker post if you want to. There's an action. I'm just going to show you this, guys. And this is worth showing as well for people that are building schools. Fletch, did you watch that 30-minute new training about building school yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. So I go into detail on this, but for any of you that are watching this, if you don't know what school is, I'm pretty sure these days with Alex Hormozy's presence, you will know what it is. But with that being said, anything where you see an action to complete on here, so for example, that or that. So this is like out of 109 people, 8 people liked and 8 people commented that they've sent their tracker. A lot of people don't comment, but I do get a few more. If you've got a comment or if you've got like an action here, it means you need to take action and do it. So these are also reflected inside here. So you will see that the submit a question post, which has an action to take, is part of our calendar, just like with the submit a business tracker post on a Friday, right? So that's pretty much that, guys. Very, very simple stuff. But yeah, chuck through your trackers. With that being said, I think that's about it for updates. And I'm now going to roll into, I mean, you could say this is an update in itself, but I had an epiphany this weekend and I was rewarded for being a good boy and not going out with my friends and socializing. And I worked and I was rewarded on Saturday morning when I woke up and I was going to get my steps in and I was doing some boxes with a few clients and taking some things off the list to get the week started off better. So a little tip, if anyone wants their week to get started better, do your business trackers on Sundays. And then just when it comes to Friday, you've already got it done. Just submit it. Like Sunday's the best time. Getting on top of little tasks will enable your week to start off really well. And I just had this epiphany. I literally had 3 people in a row that I spoke to, and it came up in conversation multiple times. And that's sometimes, guys, when I've got like creativity flowing, I come up with, you know, the ideas to make content based on how many people ask certain things. And if I get asked questions multiple times, I'll make some content about it and chuck it into the program, right? And it's that simple. But the epiphany, right? I'm going to talk about it. 1 second here. All right. This is the epiphany that I had, guys. It's really simple. Pinnacle has completed the journey for any PT to get fully booked. And it's flawless. It is flawless. This isn't about me, though. The epiphany that I had is this. If people are not there, it is because more than likely they have questions in their head, which they're not asking, which enable them to then get those questions answered and enables them to move forward. Or they actually have resistances or blockages within themselves as a person that will enable them to get to those heights. This could also be said for leverage clients. right? Where you're working in a program which is flawless, and it's I'm not blowing I'm not going to blow too much smoke, but I should blow some. The program is fucking flawless. It's that simple. When you come into a program like this and you don't move forward, that's basically just a sign that we know there's something holding you back. So with anything to do with PT business growth, your systems, your structures, your sales, your consults, anything like that, if there are questions, ask them, because if there's no questions, we presume everything's good. And we know with the program that we've built now, where I think I had this epiphany, I cannot polish it anymore, especially getting to fully booked. Like it's that simple and straightforward for everyone. Look, most people here on this webinar today are fully booked, or there's some leverage clients here as well. A few people starting their journeys, but guys, it will come down to you. And that sounds blunt and direct to the point, but let me elaborate further and go on this motivational rant. Anything that you want to achieve in life, guys, is down to you. And that's it. And I don't know why I had this epiphany and why I thought I wanted to share this to kickstart the Q&A today. But there's many people out there, of which a lot in our community working with us, that need to hear it, right? Anything that you want to go and get lies with you, especially if you've got the outlets of communication, support, and education that you have got with me. So in a business sense, if your business ain't growing, it's something to do with you and your mindset and where we're at physically, personally, emotionally. So feel free to communicate that. I know Ray openly told me recently she worked with someone on the outside on herself and her mindset. And you had a big breakthrough and epiphany there as well, pretty much, right? Like that's why we have a mindset coach as part of Pinnacle now as well. We have a mindset coach. If any of you guys feel that you need to vent, to talk about anything work, personal, professional, I'm here for you. A lot of the guys in the community, as you get ingrained into it, I mean, like Zach's a good part of our community here. Tanya is. Cassie's becoming well ingrained as well. Coach Nath, obviously, good to see you, brother. He's been here for 5 years. Like these guys, they know that they can bounce off people within Pinnacle. On that, we had a new guy who jumped on board a couple of weeks ago, and he was going through some hardship straight away, personally, nothing to do with us. And he said to me, he's like, I'm a bit taken back because I didn't think I was going to have this level of communication and level of relationship with a business coach. And he felt that he could then, after I prompted him to, he felt like he could communicate all of the stuff that was holding him back. I mean, this is someone who's fresh into a program, he has 85 leads in front of him. He just needs to convert them. You give him the work and he goes quiet, right? That's something personal is going on. We recognize this here at Pinnacle, but what my goal here today is, number one, to motivate you and to tell you that I'm also here to help anyone through anything that they have got in front of them, because we know that it's not us. We know that it's not us. And if it is us, please, at any time, feel free to give us any constructive criticism or feedback of how we're doing things. But I know that the chances of that happening are going to be very slim because, again, we've polished the program so well to get you guys results fast. So it's kind of a heartfelt, love-felt message for you guys. But if you have got anything stopping you from your goals, confront them, go through them, but most importantly, communicate them to someone so that you can actually have a little bit of a vent and get it off your chest. You may be needing to shed a few tears, who knows, right? But get it done and you'll find that growth is on the other side. And it really is that simple. When it comes to the growth side, anything there where there's resistance holding you back, guys, once you get over it, reward is on the other side. Recognize it, right? Recognize it. You're all going, I'm looking around this room here, and there is all of you guys, right? To some degree, will have something going on that I personally know that we're trying to work around at the moment, right? And it's that simple. So we work around it together and you move forward. And it literally is that simple. And you can choose the heights that you want to get to in life and business. So there's my motivational pickup for the week on a Monday morning. Anyone questions on that or want to talk about anything to do with business? And then otherwise we're just going to open up Q&A or anything to do with what I've just said. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Just know that what you have here at Pinnacle, my input into you guys is 24/7 availability. And it's that simple. I know with a few of you guys, I was messaging you over the weekend. That shows the dedication that I have. So we're here for you. With that being said, guys, let's get stuck in with, we'll open this up. So not to do with business, epiphany. It's whatever the, you know what the word is, that right? Did I get the word right and having an epiphany? Yeah, did I say something different, did I? What was I saying, Zach?
It's with an N.
Oh, no, it's epiphany.
Yeah.
Or me. Okay, there you go. I don't care as long as it gets across, right?
Just a bit of a laugh for a Monday morning.
There you go. Well, I'm getting into gear, but there you go. Or maybe I'm fatigued for working 10 days straight in a row. But there you go. It's good fun. Anyway, with that being said, thank you, Zach. Let's continue, guys. Questions about anything to do with anything. Otherwise, I do have a conversation starter. A reminder for you guys as well that if you can't make webinars and you want questions answered, feel free to use the school post, submit a question. It's there for that. I do have a conversation starter, but otherwise, questions to do with anything, otherwise I'm going to rock and roll and get stuck in with this one. Samir.
Yeah, just about when's this is the mindset coach already out on the content?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So, always and this is what I say to a lot of people as well, guys. In Pinnacle, this program, if you leave today, within a week, it's different. Like there's always a ton of new stuff. Anyway, go into your Pinnacle services, DIY or done for you, DFY, graphic designing and video editing. We've got an industry specific accountant, a broker, a coach, and a paid ad service. So that's that. But this is who you're looking for here. So Kate, she's amazing. I personally work with Kate as well, myself. She's great. I highly recommend it. She has taken calls already with people in the UK. So Samir, she's available for times that will work. But it's all found in the Pinnacle services section of the portal or of school.
Okay.
So that's that. Let's go Fletch, and then we'll loop back around Zach with yours because I know it's written in the chat. So I don't want to let Fletch's hand get pins and needles for holding it up too long. Let's go, Fletch.
I just wanted to know if anyone has a client that are paying them that they haven't contacted in a while, that they haven't been showing up to sessions. You know, they've just been paying and haven't said anything.
Cool. Anyone? This
I
happened.
had a guy. I had a gold client for months, not show up to any sessions, and the payments just kept. I was messaging him, so my deal is I'll keep contacting you and reaching out and checking in. So I'm doing my part, and he was still paying gold, and that was before I raised the price to 210, but that was 185 a week, and they were just coming through.
Yeah.
Do your part, then Nathan said. Just do your part and let the payments.
Do your part. So if they do suddenly say, hey, you know, blah, 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 my parents have been going through, at least you can fall back on what I've been doing my part.
Yeah.
I've been contacting you, trying to reach out. I do have when people sign up saying money, you don't get money back from missed sessions. It's either in lieu or forfeit. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because I mean, it is a bronze client, so it's but it's still the same thing. Like it's like when his payments keep failing as well, and then they get picked up the week after, but he keeps even messaging me saying like, hey, I'm going to contact you about getting some sessions booked in because I know I've got some free time. And I was like, okay, cool. When can I expect to hear from you? He says Thursday. Don't hear from him. So I don't know. It's almost like he's trying, but even if I reach out and say, I don't know.
You're fast. As long as you're not feeling guilty, you're doing everything you can, then you've done what you can in your control.
Yeah.
I think on that, right? Here's something from like a scale perspective. When you continue to grow, Fletch, as we begin to leverage, etc. What you will find is like this is an anomaly. This person, right? So they're an anomaly. When you're working with a shit ton of people, right, and you go and scale your business past 20 clients, right, and you go 40, 60, 80, 100, 200 clients, right, whatever heights we end up hitting in the future, brother. What you're going to find is that 1 in 100 people will be absolutely useless when it comes to attending sessions, but are happy to pay for it. You will find that 1 in 50 people will whinge and say that you're taking payments out of my bank account when I didn't authorize it, when you're saying, well, here's a signed documentation saying you did. You will have 2 out of 10 not show and want refunds. You'll have 2 out of 200 that will tell you that you're an absolute wanker, they'll block you and they'll get rid of you and they'll still pay you. Like, you will have many walks of life in business, and they will come into your business and you will deal with them. It is a matter of time. I had somebody pay me $12,000 with no, this is PT as a personal trainer, $12,000, no response, nothing. I ended up canceling the debits because I began to feel bad $12,000 later, but like 12 grand. And that's like Nathan, he had a gold for ages. It happens. It happens. And I'm telling you, as long as you do your part, like Nathan said, that's all you can do. Like, this is what I used to do on Voxer, right? So for any of you guys that were around when I was working one-on-one with every single person, right? Which became too much, right? And again, this is part of the scale. When you hit the scale, we do webinars now and I'll message people 24/7. But Voxer, it took me 5-6 hours a day. Like, there were people that were paying their contracts and there were people that would never say boo, say hi, say hello. They wouldn't show up to webinars, but they would be there, but would just never communicate. So you'll get people like this in your business, Fletch. The thing is, I wish these guys saw this webinar and recognized that Fletcher really cares. And that's why Fletcher's asking the question. Most people will presume that Fletcher doesn't want to think about them and wants to keep collecting the debits, right? It's not like that. Like, well, for a lot of people it is. But for people that care, you will do your part. That's why, like Coach Nate says, spot on. You've got to do your part. If you don't follow up with them, if you don't do your part, I followed up with this person for, it was about 18 months worth of PT. It was huge. Like, every week I do it. And if he doesn't come, then like Nate says, the sessions are either in lieu or void. That's what happens. I just wish that those guys as well could see that you are trying to help. But at the end of the day, ironically, like I said at the start of this webinar, you are the person. So this is talking to the client, not you, Fletch. Client, if you're out there, you are the person who it lands on, not Fletch. It's not Fletcher's job to drag you to the gym. They have to show up. So like I said at the start, you know, you've got to communicate, guys. We know that there's nothing here that we can't do with you guys. Nothing. It's a flawless program. You're coming into a flawless program, journey to success. Just like these guys working with Fletch are going to get in shape. But if they don't show up, bro, and they keep paying, you keep taking the debits, but continue to do your part. It's that simple. Does that help a bit from Nate?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anyone else want to weigh in on that?
Yeah. I had a very similar client, Silver, 2 sessions a week. It happened twice actually with the same guy. He just 1 week, all of a sudden, just like didn't rock up. And I said, oh, you know, hey mate, are you far away? Blah, blah, blah. Didn't hear anything back. I was like, oh, that's really odd. And then waited till the second session for that week, and he didn't rock up for that either. And same thing, I just texted him and said, like, you know, sort of, where are you for the session, blah, blah, blah. And I think I let that go on for probably 1 more week before, same thing as Simon, like, just felt bad. Like, I just canceled the debits because I was like, this guy has just gone sort of AWOL, like completely missing in action. I sort of suspected there was possible like mental health issues, which is kind of the other half of the reason why I canceled the debit as well. But yeah, he reached out to me like months and months and months and months later to start training again. And we did. And then the same thing happened again. So it happens.
This is great, Zach, that you're saying that. And for me, when I was taking these debits off this client, so like you canceled yours a lot sooner than I did. I let mine roll for 1.5 years. Like, it was, but like, here's the thing. If I knew what I knew now, I would have handled it differently. What I do now is I confront it. And especially if it happens twice, right? It's like, what you guys have got to do is, first and foremost, from today's webinar, you'll then be able to recognize, Zach mentioned mental health. It's all in here. So this is the general theme of this webinar today. Like I said at the start, the motivational kickstart to this webinar is everything's in here. Whether you're coming or going, whether you're growing or dropping, it's all in here. These guys are the same with you. So when these guys repeat offend, if you want to call it, or do the same thing again, or for the first time, you're seeing someone pay and not show up, you've got to take it. And this is what we personally do, right? If we need to, which is very rare these days, because most people are engaged in the program. It's like this. We know that something's probably going on, right? Or, hey, bro, I'm just reaching out. Your debits are going, or you don't even need to mention the debits. It's a simple case of you're not showing up to your sessions. We know through working with a lot of people that I need to put my hand out and say, do you need a hand? Is everything okay? You know, there's like the whole movement with like, are you okay? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's the whole movement around the world of like men's mental health was a big one recently and stuff like that. Go and ask your clients if they're actually okay and if you can help them. Remember as well that we are personal trainers, right? So you've got the 3 types of PT that we talk about at Pinnacle, right? You've got physical trainers, which is rep counters, the phone scrollers, right? You don't want to be one, but you need to be physical. You've got the personal trainers that take a personal interest, and then you've got the psychological trainer. So there's 3 types of PT that make the perfect PT. You've got to be a relationship counselor, a fucking mindset coach, a therapy person for these guys. Like, you've got to be there for them like that. If you give a shit, then you will be. Do you know what I mean? So recognize that as well. If anyone finds that you've got clients that go AWOL and they don't respond and stuff like that, just reach out and mention, are you okay? Yeah, and make sure that they are, because they will respect that. They will respect that a lot, and that's what they'll be looking for. But unfortunately, in everyone's business, you'll find that you have to be the one to put your hand out when they're the one who really needs the hand being reached out to them. Does that make sense? You're going to have to be the one who reaches out. They're waiting there quiet. That's why we always say, like, when you don't submit business trackers, or when people don't respond to messages, or like don't show up for a few weeks, don't think that I'm blind to that. I know every single person's headspace of where they're at. I could tell you, because attendance is key. Every single person that's here today is engaged. Why? Because you're fucking here, aren't you? Right? Same thing with your clients. If they're not showing up to the gym, they're not there. So they're not there in there, right? Recognize it, confront it, make sure they're okay. And that's how you do it. So yeah. All right, Sav, let's go to Sav. Your hand's still up. Or was that you saying you dealt with that, Savannah, as well? Or is that you want to ask a question?
No, I have a question.
Perfect. Let's mix it up, and then we'll go to Zach. I've got your question in here as well. The onboarding stuff, bro. Yes, Sav.
So I had someone else's client come up to me, and she caught me really off guard, and she said that she's training with one of the other female trainers, Cheryl, and she was like, oh, I started training with her a month ago and I don't really want to train with her anymore. And she was like sort of insinuating that she wants to jump boats and train with me. And I didn't know what to say to that at all. Like, what do you recommend doing?
This is a great question, and this is something that pops up rarely, but it happens. First and foremost, to pre-frame this, right? You guys, again, with Pinnacle, after you can tell I've had this epiphany, I'm like really driving this today. When we show you, did I say that right, Zach? I don't even know I did. When I had this breakthrough, I'll say it in British for myself, right? In British, rather than some technical lingo. It's just a word, Simon. It's not even that technical, mate. So anyway, look, I lost my train of thought now. What were we saying about these people that come to Savannah from another trainer? When you're working with Pinnacle, you're going to have a Pinnacle positioned business, right? What you guys are offering and all that sort of stuff. Jesus, you literally are a Pinnacle PT. With that being said, you will find that other PTs are definitely not Pinnacle, and they're therefore down here. It's not their fault though. They just don't have the education that you have to know to be Pinnacle. So when this girl comes to you, Sav, and she says that she wants to work with you, this does happen occasionally. And it's like, look, you've just got to tell your trainer that you're currently working with that they're not the right trainer for you. I'm happy to take you, But at the same time, we have a community of trainers inside this gym. And what I don't want to be seen to be doing is obviously coaching someone else's client. So finish up with your trainer. I'm more than happy then to train you. And then what I personally would do as well, Sav, is once they have cancelled, tell the other trainer that this client has approached you to train with you. Say, I thought they were training with you. I just wanted to make sure, like, I'm not coaching one of your clients. Do you know what I mean? Do your due diligence with the trainer as well. Here's the shit thing though, guys. Even though you're doing the right thing, that trainer will still think that you're poaching their clients. And it's horrible to say that, but it is common that that happens. The reason why is because they've lost a client and then you're there saying they want to work with me. Rather than taking that feedback on board, that client wasn't happy with your service, they'll go, Savannah's stealing my clients. So you've got to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, right? Do the due diligence, communicate with the trainer. I would also go one step further to say this, and I have said this to many people in the past, go to your PTM if you've got one, or if you've got a manager there or anything like that, you're higher up, right? Go to whoever that may be and just tell them, this is the scenario. Someone said they want to work with me. They don't want to work with the other trainer. I've told them I can help you, but not at the same time. They finished their training. I've communicated it with that trainer. Like I wanted to now communicate it with you. So that what happens is if the trainer goes to the PTM and causes shit, you've already nullified the whole thing, right? That is how you will say you'll be able to wrap up in cotton wool that whole approach so that you don't get slammed. Because otherwise the PTM will take the other trainer's side. They will, because they're at a loss and you're at a gain. And if you don't communicate and the trainer beats you to it, it looks like you're just trying to do what we said with our clients that don't come to the sessions, right? Just shying away and hoping that you can continue to take their money. Do you know what I mean? That's what they'll think. Does that make sense, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Anyone else want to weigh in on that? Anyone else had anything with that stuff? I know, A, you should raise your hand, or is that a different question, bro? Or anyone else want to weigh in? But these things happen, yeah? They happen. Okay, we're good. Zach, let's go to you next, my man.
No, I was going to say, like, I can weigh in on that.
Yeah, go for it, bro. Go.
An almost identical situation I've been through, like, literally just last week. Ages ago, like, I trained this guy, and he's the husband of a wife, and the wife trains with another PT. And a fair while back now, he says to me in session, like, oh, you know, my wife, she wants to start training with you. I was like, oh, but isn't she training with, like, Josh? Anyway, long story short, we begin training together, and the wife continues to train with the other PT. So she's got like two. She's got the other guy and me. Anyway, fast forward a bit, and the other trainer like sees, I didn't do any of this, by the way. So like so this was a massive learning experience for me. The other trainer sees me training the wife and husband together. It was a 2-on-1 session, and he brings it up with the PTM, who then brings it up with me. So yeah, essentially what Simon said is pretty much spot on. And maybe just there was one more step to add in of, like, you could speak to the PT who that client is leaving and just say, like, hey, just so you know, one of your clients has approached me for training. Yeah. So yeah.
100% right. And like Zach's nailed it as well, and basically seconded the whole thing. The reason why this whole approach that Zach and myself has mentioned is solid is because you communicate. Like, you just communicate. That's all you've got to do. Most people sometimes communicate with themselves in their head. So they'll play again. Their conscious versus their subconscious will battle it out, but they don't ever get it out. And not like vocalizing and speaking, right, is what sometimes is people's undoing. Always communicate. Like, the word communication is something I pride myself on, not proud, before Zach shouts at me again for saying the wrong word. Pride myself on communication, guys. I am a fucking amazing communication person. My communication is absolutely flawless. I mean, Ace, you've been in the program less than a week. I've been speaking with you daily. I speak with people over the weekends. I will do anything. If people message me, you're not getting a response, or you're not getting a response within an hour, right? Just the better communicate you are, just speaking from my own experience, the better the communicator you are, guys, the better you're going to do in business, in personal life, in anything. Like so many people just choose so many people choose to back chat, speak behind people's back, and say and bitch and whinge rather than confront things face on. And I think that is kind of society these days. If you can confront things head on, have no time for any bickering, whinging, and fluff and bullshit, and communicate, get it out there, you'll find people are actually quite taken back by that. But ironically, they like it. The amount of people, and I think I said this to Ace last week when I met him for the first time. I was like, bro, you're probably going to see with me, I'm not your stereotypical like coach who's going to sell you something. I'm no fluff, no bullshit, straight to the point, because you'd probably rather that. And everyone always says, yeah, I'd rather you tell me the truth straight away. Do you know what I mean? So communicate, get it out there. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Ace, my man, you got a question, bro? First full week in the program. Let's get it this week, dude.
Yeah, I was just gonna touch in on as well. I think it's really important to remember that you're not responsible for other people's like emotions and things like that. Obviously, you don't want them to feel like shit and feel some type of way. Any decent person would, but I think just remembering that you're not responsible for other people's emotions and how people will take it, I think takes a load off your own shoulders.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'll handle it with as much care and with as much grace as possible. But at the end of the day, like a lot of egos, it's very easy for the ego to flare up a little bit, and for people to take more of a victim mentality towards situations like that, which most people do, instead of looking at themselves and being like, shit, why did I lose a client? Why did they want to go somewhere else? Why weren't they happy with me? They'll internalize that more as, they're trying to poach my clients. And that happens all the time. But I think you touched on it, right? Like just communicating straight up, just addressing it right up front. I even take it a step further and I voice what's being said. Like, look, I just want to come tell you, like, this is what's happening. This is the situation I'm in. I wanted to come tell you straight to your face because I don't want you to feel like I'm poaching clients, because that's not what's happening. Like me just even voicing what they're most likely to think in their head kind of just disempowers this narrative that's just going to be brewing up inside of them. And then obviously just getting the right people involved if I have to. But yeah, it's common. It won't be the first time it happens. There'll be plenty of time, but
100%.
as well. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Well said. Like all you can do is just like be a good person. Like just think about what other people would want to receive, right? How would they want to be? Treat those how you wish to be treated yourself, right? That's what it is, right? Just communicate. Think about, like, it's also a bit of like forward thinking, right? And then reverse engineering it, right? So think about how this is going to pan out. If so, or how it would feel if it happened to you. If one of your clients quit and you saw them training with another trainer that day, you'd be pissed. You'd be pissed. Or even speaking with you, you'd be freaking pissed. So, because instantaneously, your brain's going to jump to a defense mechanism, which is, they've just stolen my clients, put a wall up, I'm going to go complain. This is what people have. And think about it like this, right? Most people's businesses, they don't thrive as PTs. They survive. There's a few episodes of the Soundbite series that's going to come out where I talk about this, the differences between a 1K and a 10K trainer. And we talk about stuff like this in there, but like they're not thriving. Like they're surviving. So when you take one client out of the equation for them, who's leaving because their client is not happy, right? So you can't blame, it's not the client's fault. The trainer's fault, but they don't have the education to make their business better so they can get more clients. And plus their sales and their marketing is probably not there, right? They're going to jump to instantaneous defense mechanism, which is they've taken my clients. They're not going to be a communicator. So think about how it all pans out. I know, Zach, you'll know what I'm saying here, like in and out, inside and out, right? Like just think about it. If I take this guy's client, is that person going to like it? Or is that trainer going to like it? No. Am I doing anything wrong though? No. So what do I need to do? Probably communicate it with them, what's going on, and then maybe communicate it to the manager that they're going to run and complain to, so that when they do, you've told the manager the truth. And that's it. It's unfortunate we have to kind of like babysit the whole situation, but that's what you've got to do to sugarcoat and protect your reputation, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let's go back to you, Zach. You mentioned in here, does anyone provide their clients with an onboarding document? Do you want to elaborate on that one for us, bro? And we'll get stuck into this one.
Yeah, so basically it was a thought I had that's like, you know, through doing this job for sort of 2+ years now,
Yep.
you tend to repeat the same information over and over and over again.
I'm seeing it. Yeah.
So I just had an idea to put it all, like all these thoughts down into writing, but then obviously also like structure them and make it look pretty and whatever. Just as a resource to give clients, like when they start, whether or not they'll read it is a different story.
Exactly.
But you know, I just thought, is anyone else doing this?
Right. So basically, this is the content that's being created right now in the automation stage. So Zach, we're in a great position, obviously, where we know what's going on within the business at the moment. We're going to take a step back. The cash flow is going to ramp up really nicely. You had a gold and a silver, or gold and a bronze last week, I think, or starting this week. Your signups, I think you've had a bit of momentum come through the last few weeks in terms of signup. Is it ironic as well, bro, that maybe the whole thing with Catcher, that stuff goes and you've got clarity and then it just starts? I don't know. Like you can.
Could be, but like my theory is it's probably just like rolling momentum from the New Year hamper, I guess.
Okay, nice.
That's just taken ages to sort of come to fruition.
Time versus effect, right? Time versus effect. We'll talk about that in a second, but basically what you need to do here, Zach, honestly, because of the time that you've got coming into like good cash flow, do what I'm doing with Fletcher. You need school. That's how you onboard everything. Like, but you use Telegram for communication, right?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how important school will be for. Just watch how big this platform will get, guys. I'm not even joking. If you can get onto it early, I mean, like I looked the other day and we signed up within, I think it was 2 months since Sam Ovens' profile, the founder, had been live on school. We've been in from an early stage. School will onboard your clients, and this is what we're building out in the automation stage, Zach. That's what I was going to say. It's basically how to automate trainer onboarding, how to coaches, how to automate your staff's onboarding, how to automate your client onboarding, then how to deliver them everything. This is also best done over a long period of time. Yeah. It's also best done because you can add to it. I'm building some stuff out now with I do this ongoing with Tarkin. Nath, we're going to speak about this, Coach Nath, because it's essential you get this done as well. Fuck, everyone needs to get it done. Cass, you need it. Oh, sorry, not Cass. Tanya, you need it. Like Ray's already got one, right? Cassie, we use Teachable. But I'm telling you, Zach, without rambling on, just automate it all with a piece of tech. You can do it all with a doc. Like, here's the thing. If you do it with a document, yeah, you can do that 100%. And they can tick things off. Like we have an onboarding document that helps you onboard the clients to make sure you've ticked all the boxes. Do you use that onboarding doc?
No, not really.
Okay, have you seen it?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
So you can customize that. Like, so there's an onboarding doc to make sure, and it's mainly for leverage trainers, but that want to make sure you tick all the boxes and make sure your staff are in line and et cetera, et cetera. But like, yeah, you can do it like that. But in terms of what these guys need to do when it comes to training, setting up apps, nutrition, like, and their training apps, if you're doing MyFitnessPal and a Trainerize or anything like that, the best way is school, because these guys are going to ask you a million questions. And where you're going, bro, when we break 3 and plus 3K weeks, like, I'm telling you.
I think this document is actually more of a, I can't remember the name you call it, but there's like a video that you recommend making.
Yeah, the motivational Kickstarter.
Yeah, that one. I think my document is more of a that, but in text form, if that makes sense. It's just a pre-frame for like, this is what personal training is going to be like.
Yep, do it. So good to see you, Cam, as well. Hopefully you have a nice Sunday, bro. So your motivational Kickstarter, the purpose of this video is for them to be able to click play, see you, and listen to you. Most people would rather watch something than read books.
Yeah.
Right? That's I have this freaking Hormozy book next to me. Jude gave it to me for my birthday. It's been there for freaking since August. I haven't opened it. I'll watch stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like I open up YouTube when I do the editing of this and chuck it up live after we finish the recording. I'll see a video and go, oh, I'll save that for later, and I'll come back and watch it when I finish work. Right? It's stupid. So what you've got to think is, and this is why, like, part of the reason why when I say you just need school, there's many reasons why you need it. This is one. It's all video content, which is more personal. They see the coach. Then on top of that, endless background information, and training. Hell, Zach, man, the content that you could put out, bro, with your education around nutrition and training as a coach, bro, it's phenomenal. Like, dude, this is what I'm trying to get people to see. Like, and Hormozy he's trying to get people to see. I mean, most people listen to Hormozy though, they don't listen to me. But like, go and get this shit done. Like, the only thing is, there's an expense. Yes, it costs $99 a month. So like I was saying to Fletch last week, it's like if you have resistance, because naturally anyone's going to have resistance when you have to spend any form of cash. But like Fletch comes on board, next minute, boom, 6 figures. He's making freaking 5 times as much as what he was at the start, right? That ROI is covered. School, one sign up on a bronze, twice over pays your subscription for it. And it will enable you to increase your retention. It will. Ray, did you watch this training video yet? I talk about it in the training video. Increase retention, increase value, increase community. That, like, if it means that you could save 1 client per month. So if you had 5 clients on average leave you a month, right? Depending on the scale you're currently at. If you could reduce that to 4, school's paid for twice over. Like, it's insane. And it will save you time, energy, increases your quality. Oh, fuck, man. Like, it's huge. I'll send you the training video, Zach, like I've done with everyone else, just so it's there in school directly for you. I highly recommend. Cam, we've talked about this as well. I don't think, Samir, you'll be too far away, bro. I think when you continue just to grow that little bit more, give me an update on school with exactly where you're at. Send through your business tracker. Again, everyone, send trackers to me. Right, send me a screenshot, send me the raw doc, whatever you want to do, send it through. Like, all you guys on this school, man, it's huge. It's absolutely huge, and that's what I recommend doing. You can give them a doc though, Zach, to answer within three words. Yes, you can, rather than 30 minutes. So there you go. Hopefully that helps, bro. But I'll send you this stuff across. Check it out, and it's a 30-minute video, and then from there, drag and drop it in. Tan.
Hey, I was just wondering if you can see who's like watched the videos on your end.
How far do I go down a rabbit hole of this one? We're building technology in school, in Strike. It's brand new technology to build, to analyze, and to gamify every second of video content that's watched. That's with the devs team, so that's well above me. In school, you can't. However, you can when this is what happens. So in school, I'll explain the whole game. Like, guys, just this one feature, and school's done it really basic. And basically what we've done, I'll show you. I don't think you guys have never seen Strike, right? This is Strike, by the way. This is the platform. Strike's platform, guys, is we've basically made another school. That's what we made. But we should. I wasted a lot of money. I probably could have just ran the whole thing through school, to be honest with you. But this is what happens. So inside here, inside Strike, you go to your course, you've got your content, then there's going to be lessons, there's assignments to complete, and quizzes to complete. When you watch a minute, you'll get points. So I can tell that you've actually, and then what that will do, it will rank to the leaderboard, right? In school, how this works is the leaderboard. So the point I was going to make is this, the gamification element as well. Zach, FYI, this element here, it's very simple in school, the gamification element. We're trying to build Strike and gamify it to a whole different level. But this element in here is very, 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 very important, right? How you get the ranking points, so I'll get there in a second, Tan, is by commenting and liking on posts, posting yourself in the community. I think Tash is always, like, she's very, very, very active on school, Tash. And I think Tash plays into the gamification element. I'll be honest with you. Like a lot of the stuff Tash asks is kind of like sometimes they're not really. She probably already knows the answer, but I reckon she plays in and leans into the gamification element because why? You can be top of a leaderboard. So there's that. But you can't monitor people's watching of content unless when they're in here, they tick it off. Right? Now, there is a progress bar. So if you untick it, it will go to 92%, right? Tick it, it goes to 100. See that happening there, Tan? Very simple, yeah? That is how you will monitor their content. So, therefore, and just a little bit of a like content creation session for you guys. What we do here is this. Inside your onboarding, what the goal is in onboarding is to communicate with people basically a tour through the platform. If they've got questions, how to get them answered. Weekly calendar, or like explaining the calendar. Then we do obviously the submit your business tracker post, so that's something new. But you could put something in here, right? Setting reminders to attend webinars, right? Which is important. How to DM. From here, what you could do is when you've watched a piece of content, make sure to tick it off so that it's marked as complete. That's the type of video that you would put into your onboarding in school, right? Does that make sense, Tan?
Yeah, that does make sense. I've got everything. I'm using both my Facebook VIP group and the Google Drive. I get pretty high interaction on my Facebook group.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll just post stuff, and my client, like 5 clients, will be like, "Oh, I really liked your recipe on this," or "I really liked the tip on." Yeah, so it's just the basics of like I've got in the Google Drive folder, I've got the welcome Kickstarter video, and then I've got the PT pack. Do you know the one that I'm talking about?
Yeah,
in there as well. And it's just like really, really basic. And I show it to prospective clients as well during a consult, like, hey, you get access to this as well, which is really, really cool and a value add to your training. But the reason I ask is because sometimes like they won't watch the video, they'll ask me the same questions.
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. Do you mind if I share my screen and have a look at your Facebook group, Tan? Is that right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so this is Tanya's Facebook group, right? This is the one, Tanya?
Yep.
So Tanya is someone who's actually taken action and is doing what they should be doing with this. So 345 members. I'm guessing you're putting people in here each week after they're on their consults, right?
Yeah.
You're doing the fucking thing that you should be doing. So guys, reminder, when you have a consult, every person that goes in or you have a consult with goes into this VIP group. The reason why is because now, if I wanted to run online marketing with Tanya, do you have 345 clients active paying you at the moment? No. What are these called? Leads. So therefore, we can retarget in the group. Guys, I'm telling you right now, like, I tell you what, I'm just going to be honest and blunt because it's Simon at the end of the day. Show of hands who puts every single person into their VIP group at the end of each consult. Tanya, ironically. Guys, this is, like I said, it's not blowing smoke. Well done, Tan, by the way, being the lonely person, apart from if Savannah, Coach Nate. I think Nathan probably does his. Cass, I would say Cass maybe, but
yeah, I do.
You do. Well done, Cass. So what I would say, guys, is this again. It's part of Pinnacle. It's part of the content you guys are getting access to is to create these fucking things. Why? There's a reason to. So what happens is you can go in and you can retarget. If you look at the similarity, between a Facebook group and school. It's very similar, right? Very, very, very similar. The only difference is you can't really add. Well, hang on a second. This isn't your Facebook group. Where is it? There. So you can't add like training in there. It's not gamified either. If Facebook gamified the platform, which it would be stupid to because it's a social media platform. It's not a game and it's not a course, which is what school enables people to build. If it was gamified, holy shit, like your businesses would blow up, guaranteed, especially if you have got something like this, 345 people. So for every single person in here, guys, you need to be having, I mean, Zach, Nathan and Cassie, you guys, again, probably doing it. But Ray, you should have a ton of people in yours. Fletch, I'd say Fletch, you should probably have 50 to 100 in yours. Cam, 50 to 100 at least. This should reflect how many consults you've done, right? So Tanya's probably done around 350 consults. You can post in there. It's got the community feed. You can do polls. You can do exactly the same thing in school. And we go through this in the educational run through, but school's gamified, which means people want to take action in it because subconsciously as human beings, we all have a competitive edge, and the classroom separates it, and it's not a social media platform. So it's a hell of a lot more professional, if that makes sense. But also you cannot go here and look and see how many people. I mean, Tanya will have a little bit more of an insight, but you're not going to be able to get an insight into who's watched this, who hasn't. But remember, Facebook groups are for leads. You're not putting leads into here, right? You only want to have actively paying clients in your school profiles, if that makes sense. Does that help a little bit more, Tan, as well? Like
Yeah.
difference, but like, I think question for you then is probably going to be, do I need school and what's the benefit if I use the Facebook group? For us, this is what we do. We use a Facebook group daily. It's constantly got content going out on it, but that's mainly for prospects. It's for clients can use it if they want, but what you guys have got, no worries, Nate, see you soon. And yeah, Nathan's new webinar tomorrow, guys. Coach Nate taking at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So there's that one. The main thing that we do is it's mainly for nurturing leads, for getting 345 people, Tanya, to gain trust and rapport and likability within you and your brand. From there, you can target them. Or retarget them. This is something done at a level where you guys, no one here is ready for retargeting in their Facebook groups yet, because you guys you're still grinding. Tanya, your potential, like on a big scale, is absolutely phenomenal. Like I can't tell you, like the amount of leads that you have coming through City Fitness, combined with retargeting 350 people constantly, but then with the correct outreach to them as well, like insane. That's why I was messaging you over the weekend as well, voice messaging. And I was saying about your potential, and you're round the corner from your December goal, and it's fucking March, the start of March. Just keep hustling, Tan. Like, and you've got all this ahead of you. Would I recommend school for you still? Yes. For everyone, because it's just a lot more credible and it's for clients only. And your clients will be engaging with the VIP group. But here is this. Can you force people to use school? No, you can't. However, is there a need for it for them? Yes. Do they know it yet? No. I know it's right. I know it's right for you, because when you have questions being asked, it's in school. There it is. Take action. Like, and if you make it part of your business, the sooner the better. Over time, this thing will ramp up. Like, and you'll just find you'll have a community of people where your retention rates will just be through the roof. And it's because of the community, not necessarily Tanya. But of course, it's from Tanya as well. Samir.
Yeah, so just wanted to say just to give you an update on the floor to the floor stuff, because we haven't spoken since then. We're on holiday.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, so that's all done now. The winner was already announced about a week ago, and she's been coming with me ever since then. Still got the remaining leads that have won the runner-up prize as well, so still all booked in for that. My question is, when all of this is over, because there will not be another marketing strategy, I know, and plus, like Snap, of course, as you know, as I've said it before, they don't let you access the database. You've got to ask them for more leads and that. But is there any other strategy after now?
100%, bro. Message me, because that's not for public forum webinar, which is going to be on YouTube. So yeah, I'll customly do that for you via message. Send me a list of all the strategies that you've ran. I think I probably asked you to do this already before, but just give me an up-to-date list of what we've ran, and we'll choose the next one and drag and drop it. And just give me a business tracker as well, so I can see where everything's at.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
Legend, bro. Cam, my man.
Cheers, thank you.
You're welcome, bro.
Yeah, I mean to ask you about this. So if I were to make a Facebook community and if I transfer everything over to school, should I should I make it like under my name or should I make it under the club name? Because
Right.
then potentially there's like other trainers that I would have to like let their clients into as well if it's like under the club's name and stuff like that. And so answer that question, I have one other thing about school.
Well, first and foremost, school is going to be beneficial, like it is for everyone, but it depends. It depends. It's an add-on. It's part of the service, but this is the thing. Your flexibility that you have at your location is that certain things are fixed and not in your control, but some of them are, right? So it's a simple question of like, if it's in your control to add on stuff to a service that's unique to Cam, does it have to be part of the Riviera Club? Like, the worst thing that happens is you just build a school for the Riviera Club, but you would be the head admin of it. But like, so I don't like about these situations. You know, you're doing it for them, where I want to make it for you. I personally would do it for yourself, but it depends on whether they're going to be okay with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's two sides of that. Well, the VIP thing, I think I could just open that up to like anybody because I think that's going to benefit me and just the club and the other people regardless. So I think that one I don't have a problem with. But with this is what I'm thinking because I've only been doing in the ClickFunnels portal for the people in the hybrid program. But I was thinking, do you think it would be wise to open it up to like all my clients, including the in-person one? Because that's kind of what I was. Go ahead. I hear what you said.
100%. Yeah, any singular client that you have gets access to your VIP content.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking anyway. Because so then the problem comes in is if I say it's mine, then obviously it's mine. But if I say like this is the Riviera Club portal, then someone else comes in and says, "Hey, I'm working with Steven. Why am I not getting access to that if it's the Riviera Club?" Especially because they're not paying for it, I'm paying for it.
I know, exactly. That's the dilemma.
So if they say they want to pay for it, then that's problem solved. But they've said to be upfront, we're not paying for this.
Yeah, so then just say it's not. What? Just say I would put Coach Cam from the Riviera Club. It's Coach Cam. That's what I would do. You're at the end of the day, you're paying for it. I was speaking similar lines to this topic with Monica, who is running Facebook ads for her gym, and they won't pay her to do it. They won't contribute. They won't do nothing. She's paying. The fuck is that? Like, I'm paying to grow this manager.
And for ads for she's paying for training or for just the gym?
Yeah, it's the whole lot. She's paying for the Facebook ads to promote the gym. She's paying for the lot, but obviously she'll get the kickback. But the thing is, like, she'll get the kickback from signing people up as clients. But what it is that gym location has to run marketing nationally. So it's a Snap Fitness franchise, right? So nationally, they Snap Fitness run the promotions. So he can't run his own gym as the franchisor. He can't run his own marketing for that club. He has to hopscotch off the back of the nationwide marketing for the Australia-wide stuff. So she said, well, I'll run it if you want to give like some form of contribution and stuff, because he wants to add 200 members to his gym and what he's doing at the moment is not working. And his answer was no. So look, it's the same sort of thing. Like, therefore, it's a simple case of like, well, for her, it's different. If she signs up people, they're going to have a gym membership to train inside there anyway, right? So he wins, so he doesn't really need to pay for it. But for you, I personally would be in the same position as like, just put it Riviera Club, but Coach Cam. It's got a nice ring to it, man. Coach Cam from the Riviera Club. And if you want to, like, yeah, this is part of it, but it's if you're working with me, because your tiers, your top tier service, the payments for you, or the price point for you is the highest in the club, right?
I'm tied for the highest.
The tied highest. So there you go. This is what you get when you're working with the top tier coach. It's your addition. It's your addition. At the end of the day, these guys at Riviera Club, they're going to be flexible with you as well, because they know you're a hustler. They know you're driven. They know you're hungry. Like, the amount of ideas we're currently, throwing at them all the time, they have to give you a bit of free reign. And if you want to spend money to add value so that people keep paying them their cut of your sessions, I think they would if you had Coach Cam Riviera Club VIP.
Yes. So if they ask if they ask me about it and say like, hey, can other people go into this? Should my response basically be, if you guys want to pay for the portal fee, then potentially, but right now this is something that I'm doing, and other people don't get access if you guys aren't paying for it.
Amen. And just think of it like this, right? Imagine if Fletcher had to, oh, Fletcher's not a good example because he's the only trainer. Imagine if Savannah here at an EMF gym had 15 other trainers wanted to use her VIP paid for platform that she pays. Right. So this is just to paint it out. This is the rabbit hole of fucking shit that you'll have to go through or go down. So they then agree to pay half, let's say, right? Or they'll pay for it. Every then trainer has their own input, their own coaching style, their own content, their own education, and all this. So who posts what, how's it regulated, right? Becomes a fucking nightmare. Then who does the onboarding? Who does the follow-ups? Who does the emails? Who does the admin for the like keeping up to date content? It's a rabbit hole and an absolute, like, it's a complete mess. So yeah, it's Coach Cam. I'm paying for it for my clients, right? That get access. No worries, Fletch. And Fletch, are you good with school as well? Are you set up on that?
Nah, I gotta watch the video still. That's all I'm gonna say.
Watch the video and then let us know if you need anything, bro. But it's next thing for us while we're looking for a trainer. I'll speak soon. Yeah, so then it's Coach Cam. If you're working with Coach Cam in the Riviera Club, then that's what you use. It's that simple. Can I, Riviera Club, add more value to the clients that choose to work with me at a higher price point? Yes. Cool. I'm going to create a members area, which is for my clients here at the school. I'm going to pay for it. At the Riviera Club in school, I'm going to pay for it. It's no out-of-pocket expense to you. But people that work with me at the club and pay and justify your higher price point, they're going to get extra value from me, of which I'm happy to pay for. Sound good? Yeah. That's how it is. You know what I mean? No, we're not happy with that. They won't say they can't. They won't say that. They won't say that.
Yeah,
they do.
I got something else to what we were messaging
yeah, go
about
for it,
earlier.
I got back to you voice messages over the weekend as well, Cam.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah, I saw those last night. So basically, I don't know if that the actual semi-private thing would work, because I would just realize I just think the space is going to be too limited. And that being said, I actually forgot.
Send me some photos.
Go ahead.
Send me some photos.
Yeah, I can literally just send you some photos, like the entire fitness space that we have. But even I realized that during like one of the hours that I would do it, that extra room that says off to the side is occupied by a group class even. So I was like, oh, I'll be having to squeeze some things in. I'll send you photos and we can see if we can something to work with that. But I think it maybe is an option, but I don't think that is the option that's going to propel me forward, if that makes sense. I think that what the other thing we were talking about continuing to push like the actual like hybrid model, like the in-person remote coaching type deal, that's going to be what we do. It's just figuring out how do I get more consults on a more consistent basis, because with the club, and I think you picked up on this, I'm very good at getting a lot of consults at very specific times of the year, but getting a steady flow throughout the year has been a bigger problem. And it hasn't been like, as far as up to this point to get to where I'm at, that big of a deal, because it's like need people fill. I've just done that for the past year. But now if we want more steady growth of this new program, that's harder to get people to sign on. And like I said, I just got my 6th person onto it yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. So we're at 6 now, so it's growing steadily, but it's been like big chunk, nothing. Big chunk, nothing. You know what I mean?
I think we need to go external marketing strategies, brother. You need to, if the gym is not going to grow because of its affiliation with the summer months, right? And it's not going to grow consistently in the winter months, then maybe we need to go and grow ourselves in the winter months externally outside of the club rather than depend on it for lead gen.
Yeah. Right now, that's not a problem, because right now, like I said, it's heating up. Like we're getting people coming in, so that's not a problem right now. But once we get to like September, then it's going to be a little bit more of an issue potentially.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. Like, I mean, we want to be able to create steady lead flow. If the gym's not giving it to us, which I mean, we've grown consistently. It's just been a really nice, slow tapered burn, right? It's just not, it's not been like this. And it's not even been like that. I mean, you get to the top and then you're kind of hitting the top all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
always
a little bit, yeah.
You're always up there. It's just a simple case of like, yeah, how do we get consistent lead flow? So what we need to do is go externally and start to use online strategies, which will then perfectly taper through and funnel into this this income stream that we've got.
Yeah. It's not like they're not giving it to me. It's like there just isn't anything there really some months of the year.
Exactly.
But that won't be a problem for the next like 4 to 5 months. We should be good in terms of getting actual leads from the gym.
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. Well, look, let's continue to go on.
And I mean to ask you, like, I need to send some more of the testimonials to the editor because he made a really good edit for me on the first one. Because I still really haven't even like announced this to the program. I've just been so busy by trying to build it, make sure everything's right, and then getting through the actual consults I have. I think I'm filming another one with 2 people this week. Yeah, I'm filming another 2 people this week, and then I'll have like 4 video testimonials that I can push out or do any sort of announcement to like the general populace of the club, because I've never really announced it to the masses. So there could be people that potentially are interested in this. They just don't know this is something that I'm doing.
There will be, right? So guys, like, let's talk about marketing here now, right? So Ace will get stuck into some marketing soon as well. We're pretty much ready. You've flown, you've taken off really, really nicely with your dedication to the program so far. So next, I'm going to do some marketing with you. But let's talk about broad overview of marketing, guys. It's really simple. Retargeting, social media, using the gym's database, text message, email. What do you do? Fucking all of it. That's what you do. You do all of it. Like there's no like this strategy, that strategy, which is best for me. Do all of it. Like as you were speaking then, Cam, my head was just telling me like Cam just needs to do everything. So when you get a text, think about it. One piece of content, you can turn that into multiple pieces of content on multiple platforms. You can do a written version of one with an image and the video piece itself. And you could stagger it between your Facebook VIP group, your personal profile, the gym's Instagram, the gym's Facebook, your Instagram, TikToks, the whole lot. You get it out there, like it's only through volume will you see return. Only through volume will you see return when marketing organically. So we just need to get it out there. And like little things like this, these are the 1%ers. Using the video editors. What is it? Like for you in USD, $15 a video or something like that? Like 15, $20 max?
Like, I think it's like 20-25 for a video, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. That's AUD. It should be AUD, I think. I think the videos are all in AUD. I can't remember. The admin team do it.
I can't remember either.
Whatever, it's $20. Get them to do it. You put it out there. From there, that piece of content can circulate through multiple socials, multiple streams, and over time, man, that's what compounds. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna finish with this. Before I remembered to come back to it. Time versus effect. What was I talking about before, Zach? When I mentioned that to you, I think it was you, bro. When I said time versus effect, what was it in relation to? Before when I said that, I can't remember what it was. Do you remember?
In relation to New Year's hamper consults and like converting them into a client, it just takes time.
That's right. And ironically, exactly the same thing as what we're talking about here. So clients that then over time mature into prospects that take action, right? This is the same thing, right? Content which posted over time. So you've got 2 axes. You've got an X and a Y axis, time on the bottom, effect on the vertical, right? Time's going regardless. Most people want this to happen. As soon as they start something, most people want this, right? They just want that. They just want return straight away. They want return. That's why people are like, they're not persistent. They're not consistent. But what happens most of the time, I've been playing this game for fucking years, like literally 9 years or so, 10 years. Boom. Time goes like this. Eventually, you'll get a bit of effect coming. Oh, it's working. Most people give up here. They're not prepared to go through time. Continuously working, continuously posting, continuously marketing, continuously hamster wheel shit. They'll just go through like this and then quit. This is what will happen with you, Cam, over time. Right? The effect will come eventually, but persistency and consistency wins. Zach is now seeing the results and the fruits from the tree he planted at the start of December with a marketing strategy. And he's now seeing the fruits. Zach's been doing a volume of consults for the last 6 weeks. I think your volume's been up there where we wanted it to be, bro. And then now it's like, this is why I always say this, Ace, this is really good for you. Savannah, really good for you, right? Always leave people, right, with open arms. So if it's a no, it's a not right now. And Ace, you know this shit. Again, everyone knows this shit. But if someone comes into you from a strategy that we run, right, where we're getting traffic, which is warm, they're opting in, giving you details straight away, but they say no, it's a not right now. Welcome them with open arms if they want to join you, but if not, just let them leave with open arms. And that's it. It's that simple. And that's what you kind of need to do, Cam. We just got to ramp the content up. Time, eventually the effect will come in. As long as when you're going through time, your arms are always open. And I think that there, guys, is the perfect way to wrap up this webinar. I'm going to leave things here. Peace out to everyone, boys and girls. And I'll speak to you in the next one very soon. Tomorrow, sales training. See you all then. Let's go.